I'm trying to do this real smooth. I'll wait till some people join. Basically, I was just watching this video. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because the audio on this is messed up. But it's basically Europeans putting out a whole slander campaign on Jeff Fort and the El Rukns. If you look up anything on Jeff Fort and the El Rukns, you'll see, Jeff Fort's, criminal empire and all this crap, drug kingpins and all this garbage that they say about our people. All right, they call them a gang. But it says El Rukn Sunni Muslim right here. Right, so we already know it's a war on Islam. We already know it's a war on peace. We already know what it is. And Pete, what this European chick just said. Right. Military type weapon and narcotics paraphernalia. So let's look at her face. She looks like a demon. Meanwhile, she's demonizing someone, right? So let's look at this right here. Military type of weapon. For all you studious Moors who already have this information, I'm not going to beat you with a dead horse. Just go to your law dictionary, go to your Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, look up the definition of weapon, and look up the definition of arm. You'll see where a weapon is used for offensive combat. You'll see where a weapon is used to destroy things. You see where an arm is anything a man, woman, or child holds in his or her hand or hands for their defense, right? We know that the Second Amendment protects everyone's right to bear arms. So we already see that this demon right here is trying to demonize the El Rukns by saying they have weapons. It doesn't matter what type of weapon. They had arms, and they have the constitutional right to bear arms, which the Second Amendment of the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, states that the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. There was also a Supreme Court case in 2012, if I'm not mistaken, or 2010, dealing with handguns in Chicago, and the Supreme Court justices stated that the Second Amendment protects everyone's right to have handguns in their homes. So you see where they're just straight up violating these Moors' rights. They were demonizing them by saying they had weapons instead of saying they were constitutionally bearing arms. And then you see right here the last part. So that's my bird. Don't mind my bird and the dog acting crazy. Don't mind them. You'll see where it says narcotics paraphernalia. So instead of saying they had scales, they want to throw in the word narcotics and paraphernalia because it sounds scary. If you watch this full video, you'll see where the only so-called narcotics paraphernalia that they show is a scale. The same scale that they have in, when you go to like Stop and Shop and it's like $5 for a pound of apples or whatever. The same scale that they have in Whole Foods and Stop and Shop and any flower store. That's the only so-called narcotics paraphernalia that they show in this video. I'm not going to play the video because I'm not about to add to the slander of the El Rukns. I'm not about to demonize. Look at this person. I'm not about to be part of her demonic demonization of our people. I'm just letting you know that this is how they do it. This is how they do it. And then they never show the so-called military type of weapon that they allege that the El Rukns had. They never show it. They show the Europeans with it in the army, but they never show the El Rukns having this. They never show the El Rukns. They show them breaking down the fort, right? That's what they called. That's what the El Rukns called they're building the fort. They show the FBI and the drug people breaking down and sawing down the fort, but they never take out any military type of weapons. They never do that. They never take out any narcotics. The only so-called narcotics paraphernalia that they take out is a scale, right? That's the only thing that they show on the video. See? So they're breaking it down. They're breaking down the whole building, basically breaking in, cutting stuff up, right? All right. Look, they're breaking in. They're breaking in. They ain't show nothing. Ain't nothing being taken out. Nothing is being taken out. Nothing. Not one thing. I don't see no guns being taken out. Then they'll show another this apartment where they take out some firearms. Look, they're just bearing arms. I don't see no rocket launchers. I don't see no military type weapons. I don't see none of that. None of it. Look, see that right there? That's the only time they show this military type weapon, this rocket in the hand of a European. They didn't take this out the fort. They didn't take this out the fort. They don't show any Rukns with it in their hands. Let me just show you real quick. They don't show anything. It's just someone in the army with a rocket, and then they say that they had it. Look, see, look, see. They said that's what it looks like. They said that's what it looks like. They said this is what it looks like. So all the footage of them breaking in the fort, sawing down gates, they didn't show them taking nothing out. Only thing they showed was a few firearms, like standard rifles, being taken out of someone's apartment, right? Then let me see. Let me just fast forward because it's just a bunch of crap. Then they keep showing the same footage because they literally have nothing. Look, see, nothing. Ain't no guns being taken out of the fort. Only time they show guns is at the Moore's apartment. Look, see, look. That's not the fort. That's someone's house. Someone's house. Look, a regular old rifle, just a regular standard rifle. That's it. That's it. What military type weapons are these people talking about? Look, and then again, they showed the European, right? What the army had. This is obviously someone in the army, and he has the rocket. No stones with the rocket. Right? Then they won't play the audio of the stones of the Rukns. They won't let Jeff Fort speak. They'll just have footage of him where he's talking about how they're framing him, but they're not gonna play the audio. Come on, man. How are we not seeing that this is a slander campaign? A whole entire look, and this guy won't even look, barely looks in your face because he's lying and he knows he's lying. Look, she's lying. She's lying. Look, all of them lying. And look, they keep showing the same footage. Why they keep showing the regular? Look, that's a regular rifle. That's not a missile. Look. What are they talking about? 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 Lying. Lying. Look, straight demon. Look, they keep showing the same footage. Look, it's the same footage. Same footage. Same footage. Same footage. Same footage. Hey, Morris, don't pay attention to the comments. We already know trolls in the comments. Don't even pay attention to them. Look. Look, calling them a gang. Still calling them a gang. Check this out. Does that look like a gang member to you? Does that look like a gang to you? Do gang members do this? Do gang members sit on a panel with fezzes? Is that a gang? Are these gang symbols? Is a fez a gang symbol? Oh. Look. Do gang members talk like that? We're involved with the uplifting and building of our people and our society. Gang members talk like that? Do gang members wear fezzes? Okay. So they're trying to get better neighborhoods, better communities. Look. Oh, his organization now. Now it's not a gang. Now it's an organization. Oh, okay. Because they showed the more. Now they gotta clean it up a little bit. Meanwhile, they're still look the same footage. They keep showing the same footage. It's not funny. It's not funny. Because our people are in jail for no goddamn reason, and they keep showing you the same footage. Oh, this is a different scene. My bad. Oh, there we go. Same footage. There we go. Same thing. Same footage. Oh, look. Same. Look. Same. This is. Oh man, this is not funny. It's not funny at all. It's really not funny. It's really not. Look. They gotta show you him again. with the anti-tank missile, right? All right, enough of these lies, right? Let's look at some more lies. Let's look up. This is United States versus Jeff Ford. For the Moors that don't know. So if you think for 1 second that saying you're a Moor is gonna stop this oppression, abuse, and violence that we're being subjected to, you're smoking crack, and you need to reread what Noble Drew Ali told you about clinging to the names and principles that delude to slavery. So let me show you this real quick, just in case you think, well, Jeff Ford's not a Moor, he's okay. What's that? Who's that? And what's that? Who's this? And what's that? That's the first. Look, check it out. El Rukn, Grand Major Temple, AC. You know what AC means? Adept Chamber of the Moor Science Temple of America. So you're gonna tell me he's not a Moor, huh? You're gonna tell me all these Moors right here with robes, fezzes in the streets of Chicago, they're not Moors, huh? What? Gang members dressed like this? So this is gang member stuff. This is a gang. So in their own report on the El Rukns, you'll see where they had positions like ambassador, general, officer, muftis. Does that sound like gang positions to you? Does that sound like gang titles to you? Or does that sound like international high official positions like ambassador? You know what ambassadors do? Do you know what an officer is? Since when do gang members call their members officers? Since when do gang members call their officials ambassadors? Since when do gang members call their people muftis? Ain't no gang stuff going on around here. This is nationalism, and they don't want you to nationalize. So this is basically what they did right here. They entrapped the El Rukns. I'm gonna show you the entrapment right here. All right. The FBI through special agent. So we already know what it is. We already know COINTELPRO. And Sam Buford, an informant. Okay, so now we're dealing with special agents and informants. Contacted Alan Knox, a member of 525 of the El Rukns, and offered to sell him several law rockets and other military supplies. Holland had been in the process, this is what they said, had been in the process of setting up Knox for a cocaine sting. Setting him up. Now, does a setup sounds like that's something that, you know, is within the law? If you set somebody up, is that legal? If I go to your house and sprinkle crack cocaine all over your house, ain't I setting you up? And then I call the cops and say, hey, this person's selling crack cocaine at the house. Ain't that a setup? Isn't that setting you up? Isn't that a crime? Okay, well, the FBI just admitted that they were setting up the El Rukns for a cocaine sting. But then they what? Successfully shifted gears and convinced Knox that he was able to provide high-tech military weapons such as a law rocket. So now look at here, look at this right here. But they successfully shifted gears and convinced him that they were able to sell him a rocket. Ain't that entrapment? Literally, the definition of entrapment. Matter of fact, I'll just Google it for you, just in case oh, Jamal, you're just making stuff up. Okay. Let's look up entrapment. Let's go to the definition. Let's look up entrapment. Here it is right here. Entrapment is a practice whereby a law enforcement agent or agent of the state induces a person to commit a crime that the person would have otherwise been unlikely or unwilling to commit. That's what it says. And you'll see where entrapment is illegal. So, one, FBI. You know the Dave Chappelle skit when he was talking about how all these people are dying, and then, you know, in these so-called alleged drug deals, and there's just the evidence all over the place, and he was saying how nobody in the history of drug dealing has ever got shot during a drug deal and then decided to sprinkle crack on themselves and leave the evidence right there. So, ain't no way this ain't obvious. when they just admitted that they're setting up Knox for a cocaine sting, setting him up, not recording him doing it and then using that as evidence. How come they didn't word it like that? Nah, they're setting him up, right? But then they were like, all right, let's just change his thinking. Let's entrap him and sell him a rocket, right? Then you'll see, if you just Google anything about Jeff Fort, you'll see, them demonizing him and all that stuff. And then you'll see where it was the FBI that sold him the rocket. FBI sold it. Not even Jeff Fort. They didn't even sell it to Jeff Fort. They sold it to someone else. So, actually, before I move forward, let me show you this real quick. Let me show you this real quick. So they try to say Jeff Fort was running the El Rukns, which they lie and call it a gang, from jail, right? Then they try to say that he was speaking in code on the phone, and they had to get this guy Davis, which I had the article up, but since I'm Googling it, I opened up several Chicago Tribunes, and since I don't subscribe to them, I can't open this article. It asked me to subscribe, but in the article, you'll see where this guy who was a former El Rukn general or whatever claimed to have knowledge on this code, and you'll see where he was the prosecutor's key witness. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Right there. He was the key witness, right? And you'll see upon cross-examination, his statements were inconsistent. And then you'll see where when this guy was saying, yeah, farm means whatever and apples mean whatever, Jeff Fort in court was laughing. Why? Because this nigga's lying. Clearly, this nigger, he ain't no more, he's a nigger. This nigger who got paid 10 G's, look it up, he got paid 10 G's. FBI paid him $10,000, this guy right here, who claimed he was former El Rukn or whatever. It wasn't a European who did it, it was our people. They don't even hide it, bro. They don't even hide it. They gave him $10,000, and he made up this code that the El Rukns were about to do some stuff, right? So their only evidence was, one, they entrapped them into buying this rocket, which you have the right to bear arms, right? So don't even get it twisted. Then they said, okay, they purchased this rocket with the intent of committing terrorist acts. That's the only evidence that they had. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. And they threw innocent people in jail. Prison. Supermax. 168 years. No human contact. 168 years. No human contact. Stay off your phone for 3 days. See if you can do it. Matter of fact, don't talk to nobody for 3 days straight. See if you can do it. Don't watch no TV. If you got animals. Matter of fact, go to a hotel for 3 days. Make sure you bring all the food you need for 3 days and water. And don't leave the house for 3 days. Don't leave the room. You don't think that's that's torture of the mind? What do you think they're doing it just for? Right? Clearly, it's an FBI setup. Clearly, right? Now let me just show you this real quick. Look. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all just do your research, because the community's talking about how great of a person Jeff Fort was. That's how he got the nickname Angel. Right? He didn't want nobody to go hungry. Right? Right. This is Jeff Fort we're talking about. Feeding people, feeding the community. That's what we're talking about. You also see, and when you research the El Rukns, you'll see where, in this picture right here, they describe how the El Rukns were going into court with long flowing robes and looking just elegant, looking noble and royal. That's how they were written about. Ain't no gang, nothing. All right, so now let me just show you this real fast, just so you see. This ain't a game. This is not 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 a game. I'm just gonna keep saying it. This is not a game. This is not a game. Let me close all this crap. You can look it up for yourself. Just look up Jeff Ford. You'll see how they entrapped him. You'll see every other article is him being demonized. It's too slow. All right, here we go. That's a great question. Matthew Taylor said, "What can?" Hold on, the comments went away. How do I get it back? I'm clicking on my phone to try to get. Oh, there we go. All right. So, Matthew Taylor said, "What can we do to help that this does not happen to our leaders such as yourself? We have to form a community like the Stones. It has to be a tight-knit community, obviously tighter than the Stones. We have to bear arms openly, publicly, and we have to communicate with state officials, city officials, to make sure that they know we're not into no criminal nothing. But more importantly, you have to let the people know that we're not into no criminal nothing, so that way they can't, slander us like they did Jeff Ford. The same protection that the president has of the United States is the same type of protection any leader you claim to love should have. So that's just, Noble Dryly said he's gonna leave the Europeans here long enough for us to learn how to run government. Ain't no way they're letting Donald Trump just walk around all willy-nilly by himself. They got security detail on him 24/7. Matter of fact, even if you're not president, you get Secret Service protection for life. Obama's still getting protected out here, so don't think that this is just, they only going to protect their active president. They protect every single president or former president that's breathing. Details at their house 24/7. Somebody with them armed, bulletproof vests, guns 24/7, trained 24/7, armed to the teeth 24/7. That's how we protect our leaders. That's how we protect our whoever we claim to love. That's how we do it. But, Moors don't want to leave, and they don't want to make any type of sacrifices, which is why Noble Dryly said it's your will, he didn't directly tell you it's your will. He said it's the will of Allah that guides the destiny of the Moorish Divine and National Movement, but he already gave you the keys in the first chapter of the Quran, which isn't even enumerated, told you that told you that you and Allah are one. Then he even gave it to you allegorically in the resurrection of so-called Jesus, which we know is Yeshua, who said once your will and Allah's will is one, the resurrection is possible. So if we want to resurrect our nation, we want to have the former glory, the just post-limity that we used to have, then our will might want to match it. So if I say, hey, yo, Moors, move out here, and y'all say, well, I can't because A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and, although some of your reasons are valid, some of them are. Others are not. So if you have a valid reason as to why you can't, that's perfectly fine. But if you got no freaking reason, you have no excuses in my book. And I apologize. I was in the military, so I already know I got certain skill sets or trainings that other people don't have. I get it. I can adapt and overcome. I can sleep in a tent. I can fall asleep anywhere. As Juju, I fall asleep anywhere. Once a Marine, always a Marine. So I comprehend sacrifice. I get it. And some of our people aren't built like that because we've had this illusion of freedom that we think we can do whatever we want, but whatever. Anyway, let me just push forward because I could talk about this all day, right? Let me just go over what I went through. Let me go over this, all right? So this is Senate.gov. Let me go through the whole process. Look, click on Senate.gov. Oh, look. Oh, wow. Look, we're going to do research on the FBI. Oh, FBI Conto Pro. Look, church community, I've been said this a bunch of times. I'm not going to say it over again. Do research on FBI Conto Pro. Look up the Senate Select Committee to study governmental operations with respect to intelligence activities. I'm no longer spoon-feeding you, Moors, just so you know. I ain't doing it no more. It's either you're going to get this information to move forward or you're not. Because us spoon-feeding is how we stay stagnant. So no more spoon-feeding. But let me find Conto Pro real fast just so you can see where the Senate admits that they You know, they do COINTELPRO stuff. This is what they do. Let me just Control F, COINTEL. There we go. COINTELPRO. Look, COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO. They admit to it. Senate.gov. Covert action designed to disrupt and discredit the activities of groups and individuals deemed a threat to the social order, which I already went over this before. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, Congresswoman Karen Bass, and Congresswoman Barbara Lee, all part of the Congressional Black Caucus of the United States Congress, revealed to the world that COINTELPRO 2.0 is on the rise, specifically Barbara Lee. In 2017, if I'm not mistaken, in honor of, excuse me, not in honor of Fred Hampton, but it was in honor of so-called Black History Month, excuse me, February 2017, the floor of Congress. You can look up congress.gov, just Google search congress.gov, Barbara Lee, COINTELPRO, 2017, and you'll see on congress.gov, they don't hide it, they never hide it, because they're the biggest gangsters in the world. They say, we're gonna slap you niggers at 2 o'clock. Then they pull up, slap us niggers at 2 o'clock, and then we do nothing. Then they record it, post the shit, put it on Senate.gov at 2 o'clock. We slap these niggers, and niggas still ain't doing shit. So anyway, let me move forward. I'm talking about Moors too. Moors don't do shit either. Anyway, Barbara Lee said, "Wake up, America! COINTELPRO 2.0 is on the rise." Then you'll see in 2000 and I can't remember the year, 2019, I think, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. All these women, Asiatic, are still currently serving seats of Congress. So don't get it twisted, right? Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, in honor of Fred Hampton, revealed that he was murdered in his sleep by Chicago police in collusion with the FBI. And in both records of Congress, you'll see where they target peace activists, feminist movements, anti-war organizations, and the FBI was murdering these people, throwing them in jail, etc. So if you had a gun, if you didn't have a gun, if you were pro-Second Amendment, anti-Second Amendment, if you were pro-First Amendment, anti-First Amendment, if you were pro-Constitution, anti-Constitution, if you were Temple Moore, non-Temple Moore, if you were anything against their agenda, period, it don't matter if you were love, 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 oh yeah, love, 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 let's just love each other, let's just love everything, let's just love, love, love. It didn't matter. You were a target. Look at Martin Luther King Jr., where the entire Congressional Black Caucus in 2017, in honor of Black History Month, revealed how the COINTELPRO murdered Martin Luther King Jr. They also sent him suicide letters to get him to commit suicide. They also threatened to reveal his sexual history, and they admit in the Senate hearing that I'm about to show you that Martin Luther King Jr. was one of the most heavily targeted people during the FBI COINTELPRO. So it doesn't matter if you're love, peace, and love and peace and love and peace and love and peace. And I don't believe in guns at all, and I don't want guns, and I don't even want to fathom a gun, and I don't like guns. And no, we just love and peace and love and peace and peace and Islam and love and peace and love and peace and Islam. It don't matter. FBI is still going to target you. Record shows it, right? So let's just move forward, right? You click on final report, boom, click on that, pow, link opens up, which is the same link that I had here. So let me close that. Let me just close this. I was too far ahead. All right, let me show you this one more time. Look, this is still, look, see senate.gov, 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 senate.gov. This is not my opinion. This is not Jamal's belief. This is not Jamal's conspiracy theory. This is not riseofthemoors.org. This is not Moore Science Temple of America teachings. This is not teaching the Noble Drew Ali. This is what the Senate said. Let's just click on that. Pow! Click on it real quick. Actually, I clicked on the wrong one, but that's a good one to open up too. So let me click on that again. Let me click on this again. Pow! Final report. I meant to click on this one, number 6, volume 6. That's what I meant to click on. But also read this one too, because you'll see. Look, I'll just Control F. You'll see. Constitution. If I can spell it right, it's very hard to do this one-handed. Let me see. You'll see where the FBI had zero regard towards the Constitution. Let me see. Let me just try to find out. I'm trying to find a better phrase to look up than Constitution. Actually, let me just go back to the what's it called? What's that thing called with the stuff? Table of contents. That's what. Thanks for the help, guys. I appreciate it. guys and gals, cool cats and kittens. All right, let me just scroll up. Let's see where it is. Where's the hearings exhibits? Is this even the right one I'm looking at? Hearing. This might not be the right one. Let me click on this again. I already went over this, so I'm not really interested in going over it again. So yeah, I'm just gonna not do that. You read it on your own. I'm gonna go over this one. This 1,005-page document, right? Watch this. I'm gonna do Control F, which means find, right? I'm gonna type in the phrase Jeff Fort. Jeff Fort. Oh, look at that Jeff Fort right there. Jeff Fort. Jeff Fort. He was a target. Look, on January 30th, 1969, the Bureau headquarters in Washington approved sending an anonymous letter to the leader of the Black Stone Rangers, Jeff Fort, which indicated that the Black Panther Party had put a contract out on his life as a result of conflicts between the two organizations. And then they have evidence. See Exhibit 28. And you'll see where they say they were trying to get the Stones and the Black Panther Party for self-defense to fight each other and kill each other. So don't get it twisted. He was under FBI investigation, which I just went to what? What I go to? I went to Senate.gov. That's what I went to, Senate.gov. Look, Senate.gov. Look at your beloved senator, the people you love so much. Oh, yeah, we're U.S. citizens, and yeah, we're U.S. citizens, and we honor the prophet, and we love the prophet, and we're citizens of the United States of America. Okay, well, this is what your government said, stupid. It is believed that the above may intensify the degree of animosity between the two groups and and occasion Fort to take the retaliatory actions which would disrupt the Black Panther Party. So the FBI, your beloved government, since you're such a beloved U.S. citizen, your government told you they sent that anonymous letter to Jeff Fort to get him to attack the Black Panther Party, to cause division amongst the Moors. Oh, wow, your beloved government. Let's see what else out of this 1,005 pages that they admit to. Wow, since you love these people so much. Oh, yeah, Jamal's under FBI investigation, so that makes him whatever. Oh, my God, you goddamn idiots. What do you... Sorry, I apologize. Y'all don't like when I call idiots idiots. I apologize, because then you start to think I'm calling you an idiot, which I'm sorry, but if you think you're an idiot, then you're an idiot. I don't think I'm an idiot, so that means I'm not an idiot. You know what I'm saying? If you think like a duck, quack like a duck, then you're probably a duck, right? So I apologize for being so direct. I keep forgetting that some people are soft, and you can't handle me being direct. Even though FBI admits that, you know, they murder our people, and, you know, they go run up in Fred Hampton's house. They got pictures of his dead body on Wikipedia. They fired 99 rounds into his home while he was sleeping next to his pregnant wife. You don't care about that. You're mad because Jamal's calling idiots dumb. And you're mad because I'm direct and straightforward. But okay, let's talk more about direct and straightforward. So this is the FBI's plan. What is their plan? Prevent the coalition of militant black nationalist groups. In unity, their strength, a truism that is no less valid for all straightness. An effective coalition of black nationalist groups might be the first step towards a real Mau in America, the step towards a real revolution. You see where they're trying to stop anybody who's trying to unite our people and uplift our people, etc. I'm not going to read all of this to you. Go through this 1,005-page document for yourself, as prepared by the Senate. On the Senate. Look it up for yourself. So you'll see that Jeff Fort was, in fact, unlawfully, whatever you want to call it, thrown in prison for freaking nothing. Right? Let's look up. Oh, hold on. Let me just prove this point. Let's just look at Martin. How do you spell Martin? Martin. Oh, look, Martin Luther King right there. Oh, wow. Martin Luther King. They investigated him for 7 years. The most intensive possible investigation. So the number one, peace, turn the other cheek, love your whatever, peace. Let's just march for freedom. Let's just freedom and peace, and let's just be passive and peace and love. The number one love guy was under heavy investigation. The #1 love guy was under heavy investigation by the FBI, COINTELPRO. The #1 love guy was under heavy investigation by the FBI, COINTELPRO. So it doesn't matter if you have guns like Jeff Fort. It doesn't matter if you're holding hands like Martin Luther King. As long as you have dark skin, Asiatic blood, and you're trying to do anything for the upliftment of our people and our women, you're gonna be a target of the FBI, COINTELPRO. Period. It doesn't matter what your approach is. It does not matter. This is a full-out war. And they admit it. They're using tactics that they learned in World War II against civilians. That's what they are doing. Then they're gonna put people like Jeff Fort, who's really and truly a Moorish general. They're gonna take him and put him in jail for 168 years. No human contact. Why? Because he's the Moorish general. What did Noble Drew Ali tell you? He said, I was a prophet and a general, and I remember when I was Prophet Muhammad and I cut the heads off of Rome. And all the Europeans were begging me for a place to stay. You think they don't know that about Moors? You think they want that? You think they want Jeff Fort to set shit straight? You think they want Jeff Fort to have the ultimate balance of spiritual alignment and physical alignment to the point where he's like, you know what, we're going to take Chicago and make better communities and then down with anybody who's against that? That's a threat to these Europeans. So what they do? They call in their top inquisitionists, the FBI, the Federal Bureau of the Inquisition. Oh, you thought it was something else, huh? The Federal Bureau of the Inquisition against the Moors. They call in their top dogs to murder Martin Luther King, to murder Fred Hampton, to call Stokely Carmichael's mother, which they admit in this report, call Stokely Carmichael's mother, threaten him, say that the Black Panther wants to kill Stokely Carmichael, so the next day he left to Ghana. It's in this report. I'm not going to show you. I'm not speeding fooling you no more. Look it up for yourself if you actually care. So stay mad at me because I have guns in my house trying to protect my life. But don't be mad at the FBI for admitting to killing Martin Luther King Jr. They admit to killing Malcolm X. Oh, I'm sorry, you're so woke, so you're a Moor, so you know he's El Hajj Malik al-Shabazz, so I'm sorry. They killed El Hajj Malik al-Shabazz. You're not mad at them, though. They threw Jeff Fort in jail for 168 years for a crime that he didn't even commit, for a conspiracy that he wasn't even conspiring. But you don't care about that, though. You care that Jamal has guns in his own house. That's what you care about. That makes you mad. That makes you angry. All right. So if you actually read the Holy Quran that Prophet Noble Drew Ali gave you, if you actually read it, don't cherry pick from it either. Read it. Read the whole thing. Front and back. And then back to front. I'm just playing. Don't do that. Just read it. You see where it says, if your life is of value to others, it is your duty to protect it. So now, if Congresswoman Ilhan Omar went to the floor of Congress, House of Representatives, in 2019, and said that the FBI, in collusion with Chicago police, murdered Fred Hampton in his own home while he was sleeping next to his wife, how do you suppose that Moors protect themselves against that? Because don't say that FBI is not looking into Moors, because I just showed you Jeff Fort knew he was a Moor, and Jeff Fort is on this list. Then you can look up 2017 Black Identity Extremist, or just look up the whole Congressional Black Caucus that I told you about in honor of Black History Month, where they admit that Moors are on the Black Identity Extremist list, and that was released under President Trump and not under any other president. And it's COINTELPRO 2.0, so don't think that Moors are not on this list. And I'm showing you right here where Martin Luther King Jr. was on that list for peace, 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 and love, 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 love. So don't tell me that love and peace is going to stop this, because Fred Hampton said, Black power for Black people, white power for white people, yellow power for yellow people, red power for red people. What he's really saying is Moorish power for Moorish people, European power for European people, Asian power for Asian people. So he's saying all power to all people. So he wasn't about no fighting, He wasn't about no war. He wasn't about no militia. He wasn't about nothing except for peace. And they murdered him. So you can't tell me that love and peace is gonna stop this, because it ain't working, right? So read the in that context. Let me try to be as clear as possible. Love obviously works, but we have to love each other to the point where we're willing to defend ourselves. Let me just get that clear, right? In the Holy Quran that the Prophet gave us, Yeshua, excuse me, I'm not sure if it's Yeshua, but in the Quran, it says, if your life is important to others, it's your duty to protect it, which means you have an obligation. So if the FBI is known to run up in your house and murder you and shoot up your house 99 times, you might want to be able to shoot back to defend yourself, right? Number two, and at the higher degrees of the Moorish Science Temple, right, you have the mysteries of the silent Brotherhood of the East, right? Now, it's chapter 8 or 13, if I'm not mistaken, where Yeshua talks about, you know, the people are like, oh, Yeshua, Jesus, are you the Prince of Peace that we were told is going to come? Because they're so focused on peace because they're scared because their people are dying, right? Romans are murdering their people in the street, and they're like, oh, my God, we just have, the only thing we have as defense is love, and that's it. We have to just love the pain away. We have to just love our family members' lives back. We have to just love the sword away from our people's necks. We have to love the bullets away from our people's bodies. Oh my God, Jesus, are you the King of Peace that we were told is gonna come? And Jesus said, yes, I am the Prince of Peace. But in order for peace to come, I must first be the Prince of Strife, because peace follows strife. Then he told you he came to slay this peace. He's talking about slaying passivity. He's talking about how a pond or a pool of water that is at peace is stagnant and laden with death. So since we're so peaceful and not doing anything, guess what's happening to our people? They're being murdered. There you go, laden with death. Then he says, I'm paraphrasing, the fountain of life, or the waters of life, spring and jump about like a lamb. Guess what sign is a lamb? Aries. Guess what Aries is known as? God of what? W-A-R. Oh, shit. Oh, excuse my language. I apologize. I know some of you have children. I'm sorry. I truly am. I apologize. I forget sometimes. A lot of the times I'm in warrior mode, and I just be forgetting sometimes, and I truly apologize, because I know you have children, and I truly am sorry. Well, I'm not full of sorrow, but I apologize. I'm not full of sorrow. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not full of sorrow, but I do apologize. I get it. But they need to hear this. All right, so Jesus told you, in order for peace to come, you have to go through strife first. So let's look up strife, because you know, some people will try to say, you know, well, the prophet didn't teach that, and we have to die the bad, and we have to whatever. They're lying to you. Look, conflict. That's just a regular Google. This ain't even the etymology or the etymon. This is just regular Google. Oh, look, this one says violent conflict right here. So check that out. Didn't Noble Drali say there's gonna be a time where the blood's gonna flow to a horse's brow? Didn't Yeshua tell you in the same part of the mysteries of the silent brotherhood of the East that there's gonna be war and people are gonna be fighting with each other? And didn't Bob Marley tell you that, you know, people are gonna die, don't ask them why, and all that good stuff? The Quran of Muhammad that Noble Drew Ali told you to read says, "Those fight those who fight you, for tumult and oppression, and oppression are worse than death." Which I'll just show you what tumult means. It's the marching and praying stuff. The Quran of Muhammad says that this. Why is this not working? Hello. There we go. Protesting in the street and oppression are worse than death. All right. Then I've been reading the Bhagavad Gita, if I'm not butchering it, the Hindu text, and it talks about how you know, this guy was conflicted about having to take a life to defend himself. And basically the Hindu god was like, you're gonna have to do it, bro. Sorry. You're gonna have to do it. If you claim to be a true follower of me, your God, you're gonna have to do it. And then the Quran of Muhammad also says, what is wrong with you that you won't help each other? It also says in the Quran of Muhammad, it says, the unbelievers are protectors of one another. Unless you do this, there'll be tumult and oppression all over the earth. And people are rioting and protesting everywhere because they're being oppressed. It's basically saying, if you good guys don't join the fight. As a matter of fact, it says in the Quran of Muhammad also, O Prophet, rouse the believers to the fight. So, don't get it twisted. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, not full sorrow. I apologize. I meant to also let you know that in the Holy Bible, in Ezekiel, if I'm not mistaken, it says to everything is its time. There's a time to reap and a time to sow. There's a time to hug and a time to not hug. There's a time to high five and a time not to high five. There's a time to gather and there's a time to give. There's a time to weep and there's a time to laugh. And there's a time of war and there's a time of peace. And there's a time to kill, etc. So while you're being oppressed, that's not the right time to love. It's the time of war, like the Bible says. So same thing that Yeshua said in the Mysteries of the Silent Brotherhood of the East. Same thing in the Bhagavad Gita. Which, the external war is also a reflection of the internal war of your higher self and lower self, which right now we're dealing with a lot of people within their lower self, so they're warmongers. So it's the people who are within their higher selves have to balance out the plane and get rid of those people because they're messing it up. Just like Noble Drew Ali said in the oral statements, he can put out a spirit that's going to, inspire the people to fight, and then throw out another spirit that's going to calm the people down. So that doesn't mean he was necessarily talking about that time frame. He could have been talking about the future. He's a prophet. And if you read the Bhagavad Gita, I'm sorry if I'm messing it up. I apologize, my Hindu brothers, because I already know. Mauryan Dynasty, I already know. I apologize for messing up my own culture. I'm sorry. And in that aspect, I am sorry because my land is colonized, so you already know. Just like Hindustan was colonized, so you already know. You already get it. But in the book, it talks about how war is necessary and the internal conflict. The same thing as the external conflict. Same thing as, the macrocosm and the microcosm, the as above, so below, the as within, so without. So if you imagine all of us, waking up to our lower selves and knowing our lower selves, imagine all the people that don't know them lower selves. Excuse me, I'm all stumbling. Imagine the people that don't know about their lower selves who are waging war against us. They don't even realize that it's their lower self. So if they don't realize it, that don't mean the war is not there. Right? Then, don't get it twisted. Zoroastrianism too. I got the books. That's Juju. I've been reading them the past few days. Go take a crap. Got the books. Sitting on the couch reading books. They all say the same thing. All of them say the same thing. All of them say the same exact thing. All of them say the same thing. All of them say the same thing. But part of my point was in the Bhagavad Gita, it talks about how our spirit shot down into our body. Exactly, Song of God. How our spirit shot down into our body from the one consciousness and the microcosm and the macrocosm, and how all is one. Just like Noble Drew Ali said, every living thing is bound together by cords to every other living thing. So if one person's being oppressed, being murdered, shot down in the street, it's happening to all of us. So how dare we sit back and do nothing? That's what the Quran of Muhammad says. So if you I was thinking about this the other day. If you kind of look at the Quran of Muhammad and the Holy Quran that Noble Drew Ali gave us and the Bhagavad Gita in order, I would say the Bhagavad Gita or the Gita or the Vita, whatever you want to call it, deals more with the spiritual aspect, right? Deals more with the spiritual aspect. Then in a lower degree, not to say that it's lower in the sense of value, but for what's easier to be comprehended, which is why Noble Drew Ali prepared the Quran for us. I would say the Quran would be in the middle. The Quran that Noble Drew Ali gave to us would be in the middle. So if you think about it as like temperature, if you think about it as temperature, if you want to wake people, let's say, because you already know everything's vibration, you already know you're so woke, you already know all this stuff. So if you're vibrating at a certain frequency, if you're vibrating fast, that means you're more spiritual, because that's just what it means. If you look up the Quran that Noble Drew Ali gave us, he'll tell you that the physical plane is just the ether plane vibrating not so fast. So if you're vibrating faster, if you have a higher vibration, right, because you got all the beta waves and alpha waves and the theta waves, you got all these brain waves, right? If your brain is vibrating so goddamn fast, that means the electrons are moving really fast. Because if you study the CIA's gateway process, you already know everything is just energy and energy fields, right? You already know electrons, electric, heat, moving, right? So you're moving real fast. If you think of it as degrees, the Bhagavad Gita would be the temperatures at 1,000, right? Chop it down to 500 degrees, you got Holy Quran that Noble Drew Ali prepared for us. So that's the midway, that's the midpoint, that's the midpoint. Then at the degree zero, Holy Quran of Prophet Muhammad. And if you start with the Quran that Noble Drew Ali gave us in the middle, start in the middle, right? Because the goal is to intense your vibration, right? So start in the middle, start with Quran that Noble Drew Ali gave us. It's so great. But then turn your temperature down with this, because obviously if you're a mastermind, you can turn your temperature down. So don't even get it twisted. Oh, Jamal, how I do it? You already know. If you're a mastermind, if you read the Quran, then you already know you're a mastermind, so you already know. Read the Quran of Muhammad in this newly Moorish mind that you have, and you'll see, oh, okay, this is more about the physical manifestation of my God power, right? That's why it says, fight those who fight you, because they're messing up your spiritual alignment, right? Then when you turn up, when you realize, okay, so at the 500 degree mark, it's the same thing at the 0 degree mark. Okay, I get it. Then you turn up to 1,000, boom, get the Gita. You're like, oh, this is more of the spiritual stuff. But then you see the spiritual stuff is the physical stuff. Why? Because everything is just electrons. Spirit, electrons. Spirit is moving energy. Everything's energy, right? So if everything's energy, that means your spirit's energy. That means your physical body's energy. So if everything is the same, everything is the same, that means if they're attacking you physically, they're attacking you spiritually. If they're attacking you spiritually, they're attacking you physically. So you got to protect yourself. And of course, there's more I can get into. But, as thoughts, you already know, you got a brain, so you already know how it works. As thoughts cycle through your brain, you want to mention other stuff. But as you're going, you forget to mention it, or you fail to mention it because you don't really forget. But, don't think it's not there. I could break this down more, but I just want you to know that when you see this physical attack, when you see this physical attack of the FBI, it's not just a physical war. It's not. And claiming to be lovey is only going to mean that they're going to intensely investigate you. That's all that means. So don't think you're going to get away from anything. All right, just like you can't escape your higher self, lower self, you ain't going to escape this. Can't escape it. FBI, COINTELPRO, can't escape it. That's why Noble Drew Ali said, hey, if you were with me 1,000 years ago, you're with me today. Or 2,000 years ago, if you're against me 2,000 years ago, you're against me today. Why? Energy don't change. Energy don't change. Energy don't change. Energy don't change. Energy don't die. It don't change and don't die. So, all right. Don't believe me. Didn't Jesus have a Judas? Okay, well, guess who else had a Judas? Guess who else had a Judas? Jafar had a Judas. This is his name right here. That was the Judas. He said, FBI, give me $10,000 and I'll make up a code. That's what he said. You gotta believe me. You gotta believe anything I say. I don't really care if you believe me or not. This is what it is. True Moors already know. True Moors already know. True Moors already know. And for the true Moors that are waking up, you already know. I'm just helping to speed you up because I need you. And it's not just I need you, we need you, but I need you. You know what I'm saying? You already know. You already know what I'm saying because you already get it. For those who don't know, stay in the not knowing and you ain't going to know. soon as you start deciding to know, then you'll know. Now, peep game, I want you to see this. You see that right there? You don't even see that. That's a fez. That's a fez right there. You you don't even know that the Senate symbol is a fez. Let me show you the fez. Matter of fact, it's in my book. I'm not even gonna give you the scoop. It's in my book. Just get my book, you'll see it. I already go over this. I already go over all of it. I ain't gonna give you the free game. I ain't gonna give you the free game. I already gave you all the free game. I already went over this 1,005-page document and gave you some of the highlights. We already did that. I already printed it out, did videos on it. I ain't gonna give you the free game. I'm not gonna continue to spoon feed you. I'm not gonna keep doing that. Why? Because everything is based on your merit. Your merit, not Jamal's merit. Your merit. Your merit. Your merit. What do you do? That's why you're illustrious, noble prophet told you, I want, which means lack. He's saying, I lack active mores, not passive mores. So when he says, I want active mores, not passive mores, he's telling you he's lacking active mores. Look up the etymology of want. It means to lack. That's why it says in the Bible, the lack of good is evil. Excuse me, the want of good is evil, because the word want means to lack. So don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Stop twisting it up. I see a lot of Moors twisting it up. Stop twisting it up. If the CIA is gathering information on the gateway process and talking about deep meditation and theta waves and delta waves and brain waves and all this crap, you don't think they know something about the spirit? Oh, you think, oh yeah, the CIA is Central Intelligence Agency, and that's all they do is it. What do you think intelligence is? Your brain. So guess what they study in? Your brain. Oh, well, you thought it was something else. Okay. Look, there's a bunch of other stuff you can read too that they admit. Hold on, let me see. Where is it? Summary reports. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but you know, I love the people. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry for that. But you know, going against some word, I'm not gonna do it. You just read it. Read this stuff. Just read it. Skim through it. You don't gotta read everything word for word. All right, you don't gotta read. You know, look, this is what you don't have to do. You don't have to read. Okay, Tuesday, November 10th. Nope, don't do that. This is how easy it is. Look, you just press Control F on your keyboard. Actually, let me close this out for you. Look, let me close it out for you. All right, this is the document, because I know we got some elders on here who's not really tech savvy, but let me just show you real quick. Press Control F. It means find, and then that pops up. Boom. Then you look up. Let's look up phrases like NOI, Nation of Islam. Let's see if it's in here. Let me see. Nope, that's not it. Point. Let's just scroll down. Right, it's saying this is the NOI is mentioned. Whatever. So look, not paranoia. That's not it. That's not what I'm looking for. Point. I'm not looking for that. Not looking for that either. I can't even read that. NOI. Boom. You'll see in this report where they stated that they want the NOI to stay a religious organization and they don't want these people to focus on nationalism. But, you know, what do I know? I only read documents. The prophet didn't teach that. Oh, yeah, I bet he didn't. Yeah, that's basically it. I basically wanted to show you how they're slandering, how they went on a slander campaign on the El Rukns and Jeff Fort, how they try to label them terrorists, and all they had was regular rifles in their house, nothing crazy. Then the FBI entrapped them. Then, you know, on the news, they put El Rukns and they put the word terrorist out there, just like certain Moors are doing to me. Because, you know, when you look up the FBI stuff, which is what I just showed you, their job is to discredit people and to label honest people agents and to, you know, cause confusion. And, you know, if you honestly study Rise of the Moors, right, every time we do something great, something major, something real good, agents always got to do a video. So don't get too caught up in the commotion, right? Because I'm gonna be on the battlefield no matter what. So you saying something crazy about me, I gotta be there because I'm a warrior. I just can't help it, right? So don't get so confused with the battle that you forget who started it. Don't forget who started it, right? Not in the context of, well, you're playing the child game. I'm talking about the who started it in the context of what COINTELPRO does and how they do it. That's what I'm talking about. Because if you read the Black Messiah Act I was showing you, where it starts on page 300, that's how you already know. I know what I'm talking about because I already know what page it starts on. All right, it starts on 300 where it starts showing the documents of the FBI, the actual documents. You see, part of their goal is to start discrediting us. The first objective is to discredit any person who's for the upliftment of our people, discrediting us towards our own people. That's their first objective. Okay, so it's after this. That's their first objective, to discredit us amongst our own people, then to discredit us amongst so-called white liberals, so any European who's trying to support us, and then to discredit us amongst the actual warriors of our people. So if you see how these Moors get down, that's exactly what they do. That's exactly how they get down. You know what I mean? Then you see certain Moors commenting on certain European slander videos, supporting their slander, and you already know. It's COINTELPRO. You already know. Want to know how you already know? Because it's on the record. It's right here. That's how they do it. That's the first step. Discredit them amongst their own people. All right? That's the first. That's first. See where it says first? That's the first step. Then you do it to these people, the Europeans. See where it says, it says the Europeans next, right? Then look at the sequence of events, right? Then you gotta do it to the warriors. That's how you do it. Last step is assassination or imprisonment, which you can look up CIA, how the CIA assassinates people. They have a whole, where is it? They have a whole thing on it where they give details on assassinations and the best way to do it, and how to find the right assassin and stuff like that. So if you think that this is just, oh yeah, they're gonna say, yeah, they're gonna see, oh yeah, us Moors, we practice love, we don't like the Second Amendment, and they're gonna stay away from you. Oh yeah, you're smoking crack if you think that. You're literally spiritually smoking crack, which is lies. You're lighting up your pipe of lies if you think that. And that's fine. If you don't want to take it from your brother who actually cares, if you don't want to take it from me, then, we'll continue to prove the prophet right where he said Moors don't do shit unless we're at the point of the sword. So we'll keep taking this beating. We'll keep doing it because you don't want to listen to nobody. We'll keep taking the beating. You don't want to listen to nobody. You don't want to make no sacrifices. So we'll keep getting our asses whooped. We'll keep being murdered. We'll keep being thrown in jail. We'll keep, keep our communities doped up. Keep our communities on synthetic cannabis now. We'll keep our communities on lean, which is opioids. We'll keep our communities all drugged up, and we won't do shit until, Allah decides to destroy the fucking earth again. We're like, oh my God, how come Allah didn't give us a warning? Oh my God, how come Allah didn't tell us? Because we're fucking idiots. Because messenger already came. Messengers are continuing to come. It don't matter. You don't have to recognize them as messengers. I do. I don't care what you think. I already know who the messengers are. I already know. I already see them. They have the message. They came with it. Still coming with it. And you don't gotta listen to them. Just don't get mad. Don't get mad. Actually, excuse me. Before I'm not even gonna mention that. Read the Quran of Muhammad. And it says, do not, I repeat, do not, I'm going to say it one more time, do not mistake the wrath of evil men for the wrath of Allah. Which means what? All these Moors lying to you, been lying to you, saying, if you do that Morris stuff, you're gonna end up in Guantanamo Bay. If you drive without a license, you're gonna go to jail. You think Allah is punishing you for not having a rectangle on your car? You think Allah is punishing you for not having a rectangle in your pocket called a driver's license, you goddamn idiots? It's the wrath of evil men is what's happening. It's evil people doing evil shit. That's what's happening. Not Allah punishing you because you're not practicing the true teachings of the Prophet and no Grand Sheikh laid their hands on you and because you're not a you don't got a real temple card, so that's why that's happening. No, you retards. That's not why. It's oppression. That's why. That's why. That's why. Please, Morris, please. I'm begging you at this point. I'm literally begging you. Please stop letting cowards turn you into a coward. Stop listening to people who are so full of fear, they're going to tell their own children to not do anything. Why would, what? Why? So, stop listening to people that's telling their children, if the bully's bullying you on the field, don't fight back. That's just going to make the bully be a bigger bully. No. Tell your child to at least try to fight back. At least try. At least try to defend yourself. Matter of fact, if you don't even want to swing back, fine. Just put your hands up like this and keep your chin tucked. At least show them that. Goddamn. Don't tell them to just, hey, give up, fold. Just be like a deck of cards. Just be a single piece of paper and fold and blow in the wind. Just get stomped all over. Don't listen to people that's telling their children to live like that. Don't do it. 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 I mean, you can if you want. I don't care. If you want to, you can. But don't complain. Don't complain about oppression. Don't complain. If you tell your child, it doesn't matter the gender. Tell your child, if that bully is bullying you and you really don't want to be bullied anymore, fight the fuck back. If your child then says, well, but the bully is bigger than me. Okay, bitch, fine. Keep getting your ass whipped. Oh, God damn it. I'm sorry. I keep cursing. I apologize. Tell your child, okay, keep being a little punk, a little spineless coward, and keep getting bullied then. That's what you tell them. Because if you're not going to tell them, if they don't want to fight back, then that's their choice. Because if you're not trying to, because remember in the Quran in the beginning it says, teach your children with the holy zeal to inspire people, right? Teach them that they're one with Allah. You think God is just gonna sit back and you think Allah is gonna sit back and let itself get its ass whooped? I'm sorry. Sometimes I can't help it, but insult stupidity. I really truly apologize. I think it's a Marine Corps thing. Look, 7 p.m. I think it's a Marine Corps thing because in the Marines, it's kind of like if you don't have tough skin, then you're just going to be a little bitch crying. And that's basically what it is. So I apologize. They say once a Marine, always a Marine for a reason. I got 5'5", 33 people, 55 people, 33 likes. So don't even think that this ain't divine. Anyway, when it comes to cowardice and stupidity, sometimes I just get vulgar because we should have a zero tolerance for it. It should be zero tolerance. Ain't no way. Look, all 54 of you people, right? And all the thousands of views that's going to get. Imagine I walk up in your house and start slapping the shit out of your child. Are you going to say, son or daughter, just be love, truth, peace, and love and truth and peace, and he'll stop? Or are you going to fuck me up? Excuse my language. God damn it. See? Or are you going to beat me up? If I go to your house and start slapping the shit, God damn it. If I go to your house and start slapping severely your child, are you going to sit back and watch me do it and say, oh, well, the prophet said we're for love, so I'm not going to slap the crap out of you for slapping my child? Or are you going to put hands on me? Which one are you going to do? Which one? What are you going to do? If I come into your house and start drowning your goldfish, what are you going to do to me? What are you going to do? Are you just gonna say, well, all right, well, the prophet said we're for love, so that goldfish gotta drown? Are you gonna say to your child, well, the prophet said we're for love, so I gotta let this Moor slap the crap out of you? I'm sorry. I know goldfish swim. It was a joke. See, someone gets it. All right, Moors, I love y'all. I really do. That's why I'm always cursing and calling you dumb, because I love you. Because anyone who's grew up with a mom that loves them, mom is telling you straight up, bluntly, stop being a dumbass. That's what mom's telling you. She loves you. That's what she's telling you. That's what she's telling you. Stop being dumb. I raised you better than that. That's what mom's gonna tell you. I raised you better than that. Remember when our people used to be proud saying, "Mama didn't raise no punk"? Remember? Yo, remember that, Juju? Remember when our men used to be like, "My mom didn't raise no coward"? Remember that? She says she remembers. I wonder why Moors don't say that no more. Because you got nothing to be proud of, you coward. Look, and I didn't even curse, and I almost did. Because cowards get no respect around here. Cowards get no respect around here. Literally, honestly, and Juju will tell you, Juju sons me all the time. Cowards don't even come into this house. They can't even stand being around me. And I don't even, and ask Juju, I'm not even, ask any more, ask Moreno, ask Leonidas, ask Akif, ask Pecola, ask Ellie, ask Abda, ask King, ask Luck. Ask the Moors that know me, and they'll tell you, if I'm not at home joking around and I'm out in public, I'm quiet. I'm not talking. I'm not saying nothing. If I'm not teaching, I'm not talking. Because I got nothing to say. I'm not talking about, oh, the weather's nice and the weather outside is frightful. I don't care. I'm not talking about, oh, what this sports, I don't care. I'm not talking about video games no more. I don't care. I'm not talking about nothing. If I'm not talking about more science, I ain't talking. So most of the time when people come around, I'm shutting up. Ain't nothing to say. Now y'all might have it twisted because I'm on camera a lot, and on camera, obviously, I'm talking. That's why I'm on camera. But if not on camera, you can ask my mom. I'm not talkative. Ask Juju. I don't communicate. My Mercury's in Aries, so it's direct. I say A, B, C, D, and E, and that's it. It's not. I don't got to talk about A squared and B squared. Nah, it's just A, B, C, D, and E. Period. So I don't really be saying much, and more and cowards just they don't like it. They don't like the energy because it's energy. There's like a force field of electrons that people can't handle. Called "I'm not a bitch." I'm sorry. Called I'm trying my hardest. Stop laughing at me. Stop laughing at me. It's called it's called "I'm not about to sit back and do nothing. I'm gonna at least try." Stop laughing at me. Juju's mean. All right. Oh, if you got my number and you try calling me, I don't answer numbers I don't know. So text me who it is first. You probably are gonna have to text me the context of how I know you, because if you text me who you are and I don't really remember you, I'm not answering. So if you have my number and you're trying to reach me, just let me know it's you, because I'm not answering. All right. So I'm gonna end it, and you already know. Whenever I say I'm gonna end it, I talk for 17 more hours. So I'm gonna end it. Please study. Now, for real, don't take my word that the Quran says this and the Bhagavad Gita says that and Zoroastrianism says this. Please don't take my word for it. I'm telling you these things because I truly would like for you to read them and let me know if you come to the same conclusion that I'm coming to, because it says it word for word: fight those who oppress you until there's no more oppression. That I feel like there's no interpretation needed. Then it also says, what is wrong with you that you won't help each other? I feel like there's no interpretation needed on that. Then it says in the Quran, spiritual warfare is governed by the same stuff That's military virtue. So there's no separation between your spiritual and your physical. Just like it says in the seven hermetic principles that everything is polarity, or a thing is polarity, and there's no difference between hot and cold. It's just degrees of the same thing. So if in the Quran it says that the physical plane is just the ether plane vibrating not as fast, then when stuff slaps me physically, I'm feeling it in my spirit. So there's no difference. So you tell me if I'm coming to the same conclusion. Or if you're coming to the same conclusion, because all these cowards spreading all this fear. I'm like, yo, is there something wrong with me? Am I the wrong one for telling people to defend themselves? Is this really a spiritual thing and I'm the only one stuck in the physical world, as if I'm making all this stuff up and I'm the only physical being that exists? Or are there multiple physical human beings that also have the same drop of Allah that I have, and we're all being oppressed? Which one is it? Remember I told you I said I'm gonna hang up, and I'm still going. Remember I said that? It's because I care. I really desire our people to comprehend this. I don't like living in poverty. I don't like living paycheck to paycheck. I don't like living to the point where I have to freaking keep paying a goddamn mortgage, knowing for a fact that I don't have to, but also knowing that the second I don't, there's gonna be ops at my house, and more's complaining about me bearing arms, are gonna say one thing in my face, and I'm gonna say, hey bro, but guess what happens when they come to my house? Are you gonna be there? No. And then guess what happens? They come to the house, kicking the door, and guess who's not there? The Moors. I don't like living like that. I don't like the fact that my wife is pregnant, about to have a daughter. Just so you know, if you don't know, what happened to a girl. I have to buy us a car, and we have to goddamn register it. And everything inside of me is boiling. Why? Because I already know if we don't register it, no Moors are here to help us if anything happens. Period. That's just the ugly truth. Thank you for the congrats. I appreciate it. That's the ugly truth. So now I have to tell my baby girl when she's born, hey, baby girl, who Juju doesn't want me to tell you her name. Hey, baby girl, you have these rights, but you can't exercise them because our people are cowards, and they're not going to protect you. And the only protection you have is us. And you better get with a man who's about to protect you, because if he comes around and he's not protecting you, I'm kicking him out the house. Matter of fact, you better not be associated with no goddamn cowards. Because if you are, you're getting kicked out the house. Why do I have to tell that to my daughter? Because Moors don't want to get their shit together. We want to just allow the Europeans to violate us and say, oh my God, but that doesn't matter because I'm the holiest, moliest of macaronius, and I say love a lot, and I say Islam a lot, and I say peace a lot, and all my fears are going to go away because I live in a delusional world, because the universe is mental, so it doesn't matter what I fabricate in my mind. I'm going to believe it because I'm the one fabricating it, so it doesn't matter if it's the truth or a lie. That's why we're truth and false are strangely mixed, because we have the ability to manifest anything. I have to explain all of that to my daughter. I have to explain to my daughter to be brave in a world where the majority of people are full of fear, and they're trying to dump their fears into you every goddamn day. God damn it. Every gosh darn day. Gosh darn it. I have to teach my daughter that. I have to teach my daughter that, yes, daughter. Oh, goddamn it's fine? I'm not saying God damn it. I'm saying got damn it. Like, do you have a dam? You know, like a beaver, right? I have to explain to my daughter, who isn't even born yet. I have to explain to her, you have these rights, but if you exercise them, Europeans are going to violate you, and the only one that's going to do something for you is me and your mom. That's it. We're going to have a whole nation of people outnumber these Europeans on the planet by millions. But the only one that's going to be there with 556 with one in the fucking chamber, gosh darn it, with one in the gosh darn chamber, sappy place ready to die for his daughter, is your dad and your mom, and that's it. That's the ugly truth I have to tell my daughter. The ugly truth I have to tell my daughter is, since the FBI is murdering all our leaders, we don't have a military, which means I have to continue to dump my energy into this mortgage to keep a roof over your head. Even though it's on the record that it's unconstitutional, violates everyone's rights, etc. I have to explain to my daughter that, yeah, you weren't born with a social security number, but more than likely, you're probably going to have to get an EIN to do business. Why? because there's not enough people out here that's with this movement that's trying to bring it in an actual direction. There's just a bunch of people who want to be Moors on camera, so they're not really about action. They just want to say yeah for the camera, and then when it's private, nothing's happening. So sorry, daughter, I'm doing my best, but here's these books that I wrote so you can read. Because you know, I can't control people's free will, so this situation that we're in. Sorry, daughter. Sorry. Sucks that I have to bring you into this world like this, but you know, someone has to continue what we started to the best of their ability. Someone has to. Sorry, daughter. I apologize. This is the ugly world we live in. Not because it itself is ugly, but because some people are so stuck in their lower self that they can't see what's right in front of them. So we're oppressed. Our people who claim to be righteous and good refuse to fight back, which makes them no longer righteous or good. Yet they're clinging to the titles of righteous and good because they want to feel good, because they want self-importance, because they can't look into that ugly ass mirror and realize that they're also part of the problem by being passive. So you have a large mission ahead of you, daughter, where you have to be strong. In a world where being strong makes you the biggest target. And you're not strong just for yourself. You're strong for other people. Because they need that. They need it to be inspired. They don't need you to save them. They need you to show them that inspiration comes from yourself. Willpower comes from yourself. So you don't need nobody outside of yourself to tell you you're great. You just live your life. And if people call you great, great. If people don't call you great, great. It don't matter. It's about self-realization. You realizing yourself, that you are yourself. You came down to this planet to do something. You chose to. Here's the Gita. Don't worry. Daddy's going to give you all the lessons. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to bring you light years ahead of these people, but don't get stuck in the future. Because you have to live in the now, because there is no future. There's only now. And what you manifest to get to that future. That's why in front of the Quran, it talks about creative fate. Creative fate. Because we create our fate due to our decisions. So, do your best to make good decisions, daughter. And don't forget to keep one in the goddamn chamber. So, Moors, I really do love you. I really do. I really do. I wish, I want to cry. Because I wish things were different, and they're not. And, you know, I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I don't feel safe leaving the house. But I still do sometimes, you know. Because I'm not about to let fear dictate my goddamn life. And if I die, just know, I want you to know, I died for a goddamn reason. I'm not manifesting it. Don't even think, Jamal, you're saying it, so you're manifesting. That's just stop. Stop it. Because if you truly knew what manifesting was, you would know I'm not manifesting crap. Because I don't have the ability to control the free will of someone else who's trying to kill me. I don't. Just like you don't have the ability to stop someone from robbing your house. You don't. You might be able to talk some sense into that person when they come into your house, like, hey, bro, you don't got to do this. And then, you know, maybe your kindness will stop them. But you can't control that person's free will. Just like you can't control the FBI from plotting to murder people. I can't stop that. I know that. So just so you know, if this flesh is no longer here, I'm taking on my goddamn fate willingly. Why? Because I'm not about to be manifest into this world again, a goddamn coward, and have to deal with that karmic debt in the next life. I'm already dealing with a bunch of karmic debt in this life. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, but I'm not even tripping over which is which. I just know, because the prophet already told us, let your good deeds outweigh your bad deeds. He already told us we're going to be reincarnated here. He already told us. He already gave us all the keys. He already gave it to us. He already gave us all the solutions, right? I do not desire to come back to this planet, this great plane of existence, because it is so great. It is great. It's the only place where you get to experience the spiritual and the physical at the same time. That's amazing. That is amazing. This is a beautiful place to be. I'm not trying to come here again and it still be effed up because I failed to do something. Nah, I'm not having that. Get out of here. Get out of here. So just know, I was born to do this. You don't have to believe. I don't care if you believe me or not. I'm just letting you know because I love you. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to nobody else. I'm not talking to no cowards. You already know I'm not talking to them. They can't even hear me. They're too busy mad at themselves for being afraid. Juju will tell you, I read my birth chart all the time. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, reading my birth chart. She's like, didn't you already read it? I'm like, yep. Why? Because Noble Drew Ali said, study yourself. That's what he said. Study yourself. So, one way for me to read about me or to study me is to read about me in the birth chart, right? I was born for this. Born. Literally. What is born? Born. Came here for this purpose. Right? I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I was born to do what I am doing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just like you were born to do what you were doing. Hey, that don't mean you're better than me and I'm better than you. Now we got to fight about it because our ego's too goddamn big. I'm just letting you know, I was born to do this. So if anything happens to me because of them, just know. Warriors are born, not made. Warriors already know their destiny. So don't even trip. Don't even trip. Don't even cry either. I don't want no tears. Fuck you crying for? Death's no enemy to man. Don't even trip. Someone asked what a birth chart is. Go to Grupo Venus. I'm going to show you the website because I love you so much. I already said I'm going to get off the video. My food's getting cold. I don't care. GrupoVenus.com. GrupoVenus.com. Click on English. You can click on whatever language you want. I don't really care which language you click on, but I don't speak French and I don't speak Portuguese, so I'm going to click on English. Then you click on birth chart interpretation. Then you type in your name, you type in time, date you were born, the time you were born, your gender. There's only 2 genders. Oh, wow, there's only 2 genders. I normally put Fez, Morocco for where I was born, but you can put whatever you want. You know, you don't even have to put in your free. You can put a letter if you don't want them to have your name. You know what I mean? You could, like, watch. I'll give you an example. K. What day is I born? The 9th day of what? The 9th day of let's do the prophet. Let's do the prophet. Let's do the prophet. Drew Ali. Let's do the noble prophet, right? We'll do the 8th of January. Because that's when he came here, right? 1886, right? After the Berlin Conference. We'll do 12, because I don't know what time he was born. So we'll do noon. Well, he was a male, so we're gonna put male right there. All right, we'll do male. I'm gonna do Fez, Morocco. Even already know North Carolina. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do North Carolina just because you think, oh, Jamal doesn't know where the prophet was born, because you think that matters, right? Jamal doesn't know where the prophet was born, so that doesn't make him a more. Okay. Where's North Carolina? Oh, because you have to do a city. That's why. I don't know what city he was born in. So we'll just do Fez, Morocco, like I said. All right. Then you click on all this stuff, right? It'll tell you about your past life. It'll tell you about your vocational guidance, so what job you would be good at. Let's look up let's look up karmic insight for the prophet. All right, this is just general because I don't know what time he was born, so I just put noon. All right, let's look. He was a Capricorn, right? We can confirm that he was a Capricorn. We already know that. Right. His moon was in Aquarius. Okay. His Mercury was in Sagittarius. Okay. His Venus in Pisces. Where's his Mars at? His Mars is in Virgo. That's why he's so intelligent. His Mars is in Virgo. Okay. All right, let's look at some of this stuff. Let's look at some of this stuff. Moon in Aquarius. This is about the prophet. This is about the beloved prophet Noble Drew Ali in general, because I don't know what time he was born, so this is very general. But look, off rip, you have a deep-seated streak of unconventionality and an unwillingness to be bound by traditional stereotypes, rules, or authority imposed from outside yourself. So much so that you feel conspicuously different, or from another planet when in the company of people who do not question or think for themselves. What? What did he say? What did he say? I'm trying to get you more to think for yourselves. What? What? Unwillingness to be bound by tradition? At the time, it was you're Negro or you're not. What? He said, nah, you ain't Negro. You ain't black. You ain't colored. You're Moors. That was unconventional at the time. That was the tradition, bro. He was breaking all stereotypes. That's what he was doing. He was like authority from someone else. What? You're right. In front of the Quran, you're one with Allah. That's where your authority comes from. So off rip, we can see that this is a decent, as far as accuracy, depiction of some of the energies that Noble Drew Ali embodied. Right? That was just random. That was just the first sentence off rip. Let's just look at something else. Look. In your incarnate past life, you tend to be idealistic and imaginative and long to escape the difficulties of ordinary physical life. Your growth direction now is to learn to be more clear and focused and to ground your charitable impulses in some sort of practical service, which is the whole Moorish movement. All right, so let's just read this too. Let's just read this a little bit. Achievement through discipline is one of your keynotes in this lifetime, which he was making our people disciplined. To fulfill your sole purpose, you will need and much patience, tenacity, endurance, and most likely a long period of apprenticeship or labor, which you went to Egypt. Uh-oh. The Egyptian adept student. You are equipped by nature to withstand periods of self-denial. I don't know what that word is. Grueling study, repetitive practice. What do you say? Moors, I'm going to repeat myself. Or doing without. Why? Because he was the prophet at the time. So he had the whole nation on his back. And he couldn't rely on all of these Moors because they didn't know who they were. Then, he had a few noble people like Edward, Edward Malik who, he could rely on. But he still had to, like the MVP, the Patriot, carry the team on his back, which is what he did. So you see, where he was trying to discipline the Moors, he had to have patience with the Moors. He had to have endurance with the Moors. He was a student, Egyptian adept student. He was a realist. Look, spiritual attainment. Look, even talent. Look, he was in the circus. Come on, bro. Material success, Moors businesses. Come on. This is the prophet we're talking about. So this is the website, Grupo Venus. Look, learn about yourself. 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 This will help. It helped me. And this is the free stuff. All of this is the free stuff. Look how detailed it is. This is the free stuff. Then you can get all of this stuff. You pay for it if you want. You don't have to. But yeah, this is a little bit about the prophet. All right, then go back, you just click on that, or you just press the back button, go to birth chart again, and it should be saved. It should be saved. You could also, computer's slow. You could also do a compatibility chart for you and your partner. It'll tell you some of the, your shortcomings, both of your shortcomings. It'll tell you, if you're compatible or not. This is how our ancestors did arranged marriages. Don't get it twisted. They were not forced marriages. They were just arranged, saying like, you would be compatible with this person, but you still have free will. So don't get it twisted. Well, the Quran forces women to do. Shut up. See how I didn't curse? See? Shut up, because you obviously didn't read it. Because in the Quran of Muhammad it says everyone, man and woman, has the right and equal say in marriage, and there shall be no forced marriages in the Quran. So don't get it twisted. So, right, you do compatibility for lovers. So if we knew, Mary, Drew Ali, and Pearl Drew Ali's information, we would put their stuff in, and then we would compare, you know, see their compatibility, see a little bit about how their relationship could have went, stuff like that. Or you can do compatibility for friends, so business partners, obviously friends too. You want to see how well you'll be in business together. You can also look up. Actually, I don't think the option's here. Yeah, the option's not here, but it'll give you the option to look up, you know, within a few months, some of the energy to expect. Um, so it'll give you a little bit of the future. Right. So yeah. Oh, it's right here. Actually, it's right here. My bad. I didn't see it on the side. I'm used to looking at it on the phone. But look, see, forecast is foresight, is prophecy, is the future. So 18 months into the future. So if Noble Jolly was born right now, it would be from today to, you know, December, blah 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 blah. And if he was alive right now on the physical plane, you know, it tells you the energy he's gonna experience from now to, you know, September. So obviously, if you're a living person, it's gonna affect you more. He's on the spiritual realm, so it's not gonna affect him as much. But you know, that's it. All right, I'm gonna hang up for real this time.